I'm going to try to make these rats that I have, these little cheap dollar store rats, look a little, cat, move, go on, look a little bit more realistic. Would you please move? Go on, back away, back away. I'm just taking a little bit of, this is a kind of a creamy color paint. It says toasted marshmallow. I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm going to use some brown. This brown's a little bit watery. I might have to get my other one. That may do just fine. And I may use a little bit of that pink to mix it in. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to start off by just taking this cream color. So I just put a tiny bit on my brush, and now I'm just kind of, here we go, just mixing it in to the, just a little bit. I don't want a whole lot. I'm going to start with just a little bit and see how, get a little bit of brown and mix in there also. I'm going to make this kind of a light tan color, I guess. A little bit more brown. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to kind of wipe a little bit of it off. So it's called dry brushing when you have just a tiny bit of paint. Start here on the bottom and just see. Just a tiny bit of paint on your brush is called dry brushing. I just want to, I don't want him to be so black. I need him to be a little bit lighter, where he looks a little bit more like a real rat instead of a Halloween decoration. There. I'm gonna smear this around. If you get a little too much on there, you can always just wipe it off with a paper towel. I usually keep one. I didn't have one ready this time. Yeah, you get too much in one spot, or you can go over it with a darker color, either or. So I had to go get my brown paint because that other one was just too thin. I had watered it down to use for something else, and I wanted a little bit more brown. He's kind of light gray right now, but I want to make him a little more brown, this one. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to take a little bit of the lighter color and mix it in a little bit. I want them a little bit lighter than that. Wipe a little bit of that off. I don't want to put too much on. I really want to do a little more dry brushing because I like for you to see the detail of his fur. So I'm just going to get this mixed up to the color I want. And then I'm going to start dry brushing here, which is kind of this creamy color right here. Get some some off of here. And I'm going to use this. All right, here we go. Take a little bit off right there. This acrylic paint dries pretty quickly. Tiny bit of this pink-ish color. It doesn't really matter what pink you got. This is hot pink, but I really don't think it is. It's more kind of like a Pepto-Bismol pink. I just mixed it in a little bit with the brown and the cream color that I had, just to get a really light pink. I'm going to kind of put a little bit of that around his nose. I really want to get it to be more like a dry brush. So I'm just going to blot it on this paper right here. And then just kind of touch around his nose here. Around his whiskers some. You can kind of use your finger to blot it off if you get too much. Put a little bit here on his feet, right on his toes, just to lighten it up some, and a little on the inside of his ears, right around the outside. Now, I think maybe I'll put just a tiny bit of this down here. I can just use this because it's really close to the same color here. Paint the underside of his tail. All right, now I want to do a little bit more, I think, brownish color on his body. So I'm just going to mix this in all together. See if I can get it just a little bit darker in places. Get a little bit more brown here. Oh, I got some over there. Just do this lightly. little black on it, but I'm gonna kind of wipe the majority of it off. I just want to get right here on the inside of his ear and make it look a little bit darker. There we go. Probably can't even see that. This one I didn't paint all the way on the inside. It was already a little bit darker. I'm just gonna bring it out to the edge. All right. Now I'm gonna get a little bit more black. I want these eyes to be black and beady. I really don't want the red. So I'm gonna paint right over that. It's funny, changing that red eye already makes it look way more realistic. So I'm gonna do the same with this one. You can see so much better, in my opinion. I don't know. Some people might like the black rats with the red eyes, but I'm really kind of liking this color. I think I'm going to do one in a light gray next. I did his tail kind of just a little bit lighter. I may even lighten it up a little bit more. The whiskers are kind of sad. I might have to do something with those. Creepy. He still looks good. All right, I'm going to move on to another one. So one of them that I ordered is actually gray color, but I'm going to add a little bit of this kind of cream color to the top here. Just to lighten him up a little bit. Actually, you know what? I might use like a darker color over him since I already have kind of a light rat over there. I may use, let's see, I'm gonna add this black into here and kind of lighten it up. Maybe I'll do a darker over the top of this. Let's see what that looks like. And again, I'm just dry brushing. So there's barely any paint on this. I just really don't want him to be all like uniform gray. I may do it a little bit darker and then come back with some like white on top and do a little bit of highlights on there. All right. Let me get some of this off. I don't want that much on there. I'll just dab it over here on this. And I'm going to kind of do just a little bit of, on the top of his paws here, a little bit of this pink. Just lightly. And right around the tops of his ears. Lighten it up a little bit. Wipe a little bit off if it's too much. Oops. All right. I'm going to put, also I'm going to use this lighter color on his tail to lighten it up. So here we go. For my little black Halloween rats. To a little bit more realistic looking, I think. my son came up from school and walked in and asked me what I was doing. I was like, oh, just painting some rats. He said, yeah, we're normal. Made me laugh.